Hi children, this is Lakshmi Aravinda. Today we are going to discuss about the chapter number 5, triangles, full chapter covered children. Here, before getting into the chapter, first we will see the geometry I already discussed with you. What is a point, line segment, ray, angle, each and everything we already discussed in the chapter 2 and 3 children. Now, from the geometry only, now we are going to discuss about the triangle. Okay, so first, if we'll take a geometry, we discussed about the collinear and non-collinear points also. So, if we'll take the collinear points, which will be in a same line, we cannot form any shapes by using this except line. Whenever we will take non-collinear points, means which will not lie on a same line, if we'll take that non-collinear points, it will form some shapes. In that, if we'll take the triangle, triangle is a shape which will form by using the three non-collinear points. If we'll join three non-collinear points, then it will form a triangle. Here if we'll see, we will join 3 points. So these 3 points is called as a 3 vertices. Vertex 1, vertex 2, vertex 3 or vertex 0, vertex 2, vertex 1. Anything children. Next one, if whatever the lines we will join is called as a sides or edges. Okay, so side 1, side 2, side 3 or else edge 0, edge 1, edge 2, anything. Okay, now if we'll take mainly what are the parts we will be having means vertex 1, vertex 2, vertex 3 which will form the angles and sides and some external angles. If we'll extend each and every side, it will form one external angle. Okay children, these are the main parts. And if we'll see some properties of your triangle, here if we'll take any triangle, this is a well-known property, you know last year also you learned, the sum of all interior angles will be 180 degrees. The sum of all interior angles will be 180 degrees. And then if we'll take any triangle children, if we'll add any two sides, then it must be greater than the third side. The sum of this, any two sides will be greater than the third side. And also the difference of the two sides, for example, one is 7 centimeter, one is 5 centimeter. If the difference means 2 centimeter, this will be less than the third side. If we'll add, it should be greater than the third side. If we'll find a difference, it should be less than the third side. Then, if we'll take any triangle, here it will form 3 angles. In these 3 angles, it will be having a 3 sides also. Here, which will be the longest side? The angle which is opposite to that longest side will be the largest angle. The angle which is opposite to the smaller side will be the smallest angle in the triangle. If we will extend any side, it will form one exterior angle. This exterior angle will be always equal to the sum of two interior opposite angles. This exterior angle always equals to the sum of two interior opposite angles in a triangle. If we will take two triangles are equal, that I will show you different it is there. How we can say that two triangles are equal? How we can say that means if we will place one triangle on another triangle, then it should overlap in a same way, means there should be not even a single point should come outside. Then we can call it as the two triangles are similar triangles or congruent triangles. And always the area of a triangle will be half into base into height. The perimeter of your triangle will be sum of all the three sides. Here, what is the area of a triangle? Half into base into height. This is the basic formula. Still we are having two more formulas, children. One is root of s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus c. That is one formula. One more, whenever we'll take the right angle triangle, half into leg 1 into leg 2. Like that we are having some formulas. But this is the basic formula which we will use, means half into base into height. If we'll take the perimeter, which is the sum of which is the length of the boundary, we will get by adding all the three sides. Next one, congruence of your triangles. How we can say the two triangles are congruent? If we will take any two triangles, as I told you, if these two triangles, any two triangles are said to be same, then if I'll place this triangle on this triangle, then all the six dimensions in the sense this angle, this angle, this angle, and this side, this side, this side should be equals to the all six dimensions of one more triangle. Then we can say that the two triangles are congruent each other, are equal each other. Next, if this congruent also define that it will be like a mirror image of the one triangle. Not only a triangle, whenever we'll take two geometric figures, we can take that the one more is a mirror image of the first one object. Okay. Now children, as I told you, 6 dimensions also it should satisfy, means all the 6 dimensions also it should be same, means all the angles should be same, even all the sides will be same. Then each and every time we will check all the six dimensions. Always we will check what all the angles are equal, or else always we will check what all the sides are equal. Each and every dimension, is it possible to check? No. By using some scenarios, means by using some rules, properties, we will check only 3 and then we will say yes, the remaining will be same and that both the triangles are equal. What are the that type of properties? Now I'll show you. Here is the one of the example, children. Which of the following triangles given below are congruent to the triangle ABC? Here this is the triangle ABC. For this triangle ABC, which is the congruent, we have to say. Congruent in the sense all the 3 sides should be same. Here only sides we are having, so we will check the sides. Here if we will check ABC, one side is A 4.5, one more side 4, one more side 5. So check is that type of triangle. Children, the dimension may change. Now it is in a ABC. Maybe it may turn, it may rotate to the left, it may rotate to the right, it may rotate to the up, down, anything. But the triangle size, means the shape will not change. So we have to check all the sides. Here 4, 4.5, 5. So see the second figure, 4, yes. 4.5, yes. 5, yes. So these both are congruent, means equal. Next again, yes, this is also 4, 4.5, 5. Yes, this both also congruent, means this is congruent to this. Next 4, 4.5, 5. Yes, these both also congruent. 5, 5, 5. Is this both are congruent? No, these both are not congruent because the dimension slightly changed. Next one, children. What are the different criteria we will use to say whether the given triangles are equal or not? The first criteria is SSS. Side, side, side. Actually, by using, whenever we are following these criteria, even we are having some theorems to prove, children. That theorems I will explain you in the interaction session on the Saturday. Okay. Here I explained you only the definitions of the criteria. Means by using which criteria we can say that the two triangles are equal. Means we will always not check all the angles and all the sides. By using any three. What are the three? I am going to show you. First one is SSS. That is side, side, side. If any two triangles, the corresponding sides, the three sides are equal. Here if we will take A, B, C and P, Q, R. Here if we will observe AB is equals to PQ and AC is equals to PQ and AB is equals to PQ, AC is equals to PR, AB is equals to PQ, CB is equals to QR. The meaning of these lines is, children, if this is also one line, this is also one line, means this side is equals to this side. This is two lines, this is also two lines, means this side is equals to this side. This is three lines, this is three lines, then this side is equals to this side. So, if we will observe that the three sides of your two triangles are equal, then we can say that it is the both triangles are congruent triangles. Next one, SAS. Here, side angle side. If two sides are equal and the angle lying in between the two sides also equal, then we can say that the two triangles are equal. Again children, again and again, two sides and angle lying in between the two sides, not some other angle. It's like how you should not understand in that way. For example, these two sides are equal. And for this angle is equal and this angle is equal. Then we cannot say that these both are equal. The angle which is lying in between that two sides is equal. Then only we can say that the two triangles are equal. Okay. Here if we'll see, AC is equals to PR and AB is equals to PQ and angle A is equals to angle P. So, we can say that these two triangles are equal. Next, ASA. Previous we saw that side angle side. Now, we will see that angle side angle. Means two angles and the side which is lying in between the two angles are equal. Then we can say that the two triangles are equal. If we'll see here, two angles and the side which is interacting with that, the side which is joining with the two angles also equal, then we can say that these two triangles are equal. Again, if these two angles are equal and in this side is equal and in this some other side is equal, then we cannot consider it as a equal triangles. Next, AAS means angle side in a series if two triangles are there and two angles which is followed by and one side is equal, then we can say that the two triangles are equal. If it is two triangles, that is A, B, C, E, F, A, B, C, D, E, F. I will draw once again. A, B, C, D, E, F. Then angle B is equals to angle E. Angle C is equals to angle F. And one more side, AB is equals to DE. Means the same side, corresponding side is equal. Then we can say that these two triangles are equal. Next one, RHS. It's a right angle triangle. Whenever we'll take right angle triangle, children, then how we can say that, means if both also right angle triangle, no need to see one angle. Already one angle is equal. That time, if hypotenuse and one side is equal, then we can say that the two triangles are equal, whatever the dimensions. In a right angle triangle, if hypotenuse and the one side is equal, then we can say that the two triangles are equal. These are the different criteria which we will use, children. First one is SSS, side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, RHS. Okay, each and everyone should be noted for you, children. By that way only we can do the exercises which is in this chapter. Okay, now exercise 5.1. If we'll see question number 1. A quadrilateral ACBD. In this quadrilateral ACBD, AC is equals to AD and AB bisects angle A. AB bisects in the sense it will divide this angle A into two equal parts. Next, show that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ABD. Here now we have to show triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ABD. Here we are having information, children. Two sides are equal. Here if we will take, they only given that AC, this side is equals to this side in these two triangles, and one more side AB. This is there for both the triangles also. So this is common, no? So we can take that this side also equal for both the triangles, and in between these two sides there is an angle which is lying, that is also equal. Why? Because they only told that AB bisect angle A. So we can take that CAB is equals to BAD. So by using side, angle, side, this postulate or the criteria, by using side, angle, side, we can say that both the triangles are equal, that is congruent. This is the symbol where we will use to show the congruency of the two triangles. Actually equal means here like this we will use, no? Whenever we are showing congruency in the geometry, we will just put one yes on that to equal. Then this is the symbol which we will use to show the congruency of the two triangles or two figures. Next one, question number 2. ABCD is a quadrilateral in which AD is equals to BC. Here ABCD is a quadrilateral. Here AD is equals to BC. Next, angle DAB. DAB, this angle is equals to CBA, this angle. Prove that. Now they given proofs. First one, triangle ABD. Triangle ABD. This triangle is congruent to triangle BAC. This triangle. Okay. Now children, how can we show? First, if we'll take the information, what we are having is this side is equals to this side and this angle is equals to this angle. Now if we'll take these two triangles, children, this triangle and this triangle, here any three we have to show it as equal. If we'll see here, AD is equals to BC. So one side is equal. Next one, AB is equals to AB. Why AB is equals to AB? Because this is the common side for the both the triangles. Okay. Next one, this angle is equals to this angle. So we can say that two sides and the angle lying in between the two sides, and the two sides the angle lying in between these two sides are equal in both the triangles. So I can say that both the triangles are equal. This is the first one we proved. Okay, first one is here, children. That's what the steps I had shown for you. Children, even this is only not the steps you have to follow. If you want, you can follow your own steps also. There is no restrictions. But the summary should be same. Means the whatever you are showing, no, that should be true. That should be a true and from the figure. Okay. Next one. Second one, what they are asking, BD is equals to AC. Which is BD? This is BD. This is AC. Yes, that is obviously equal. No, why? Because just now we had shown that these two triangles are equal. If these two triangles are equal, automatically the corresponding sides, corresponding parts of congruent triangles, CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles always will be equal. So automatically this side and this side also will be equal. Last one, angle ABD is equals to angle BAC. Angle ABD, which is this angle ABD, and BAC, this angle. Children, this is also same. Why? Because as we shown just now, these two triangles are equal. Automatically corresponding parts all will be equal. So in the same way we can say that the two angles whatever they are asking also equal. Okay, children? I hope you understood, or else you please repeat the video again and again. You will show congruency once. Once if you will show the congruency, by using that congruency only, whatever the remaining parts they will ask, children, you no need to show anything. Just write whatever they will ask. No, the statement only you write. Yes, these both are equal because of the corresponding parts of congruence triangle. That's it. Okay. Next one. Next, question number 6. In AC, in this figure, AC is equals to AE. Yes, there is a AC. Yes, AC is equals to AE. And AB is equals to AD. AB is equals to AD. Now, we have to prove that angle BAD is equals to angle EAC. BAD. So, this angle is equals to EAC. So, this angle. Show that BC is equal to DE. This should be equals to DE. Where is the DE? Here is the DE. Oh, it's really little confusion. No? Now, I'll show you separately. First one, AC is equals to AE. Here is the AC. Here is the AE. Next one, AB is equals to AD. AB is equals to AD. So, children, the two triangles which we have to consider is, first we have to select the two triangles which we have to consider. What are the two triangles we have to consider? Means ADE is the one triangle, and one more triangle is ABC. Two triangles, ABC is the one triangle and ADE is one more triangle. Here is the one triangle and one more triangle is this. In these two triangles, they only given that two sides. See, this side is equals to AB is equals to AD. And AC, this side is equals to this side. And the angle which is lying in between these two sides also equal. So by using side angle side, what we can say, these two triangles are equal. If the two triangles are equal, then what we want to show, BCDE, that is the base only, that for the two triangles. So we can say that these two triangles also equal. That's what they given. That's what I written here. AB is equals to AD. From the data, AC is equals to AE. And the two angles also equal. Then automatically by using side angle side, we can say that the two triangles are equal. Then the remaining corresponding sides also equal. That's it. Next one, question number 7. AB is a line segment and P is its midpoint. AB is a line segment and P is the midpoint, means midpoint in the sense middle point. So AP should be equals to the PB. Keep it in a mind. D and E are the points on the same side of the AB. D and E are the points which is lying on same side of the AB. Now such that angle BAD, where is the B? Here BAD. So this angle and ABE, this angle ABE, these both the angles, and angle EPA, this angle, and one more angle is DPB, this angle is also equal. Okay, now see children, they given that here we have to consider two triangles. What are the two triangles? Means ADP, EPB. This is the two triangles. In the two triangles, this angle is equals to this angle, that is angle A, or angle DAP is equals to angle EBP, and one more EPB is equals to DPA. And this side AP is equals to PB because P is the midpoint. Now what they are asking, the first one is triangle DAP. Triangle DAP is congruent to EBP. Just now I have shown that both are congruent. How? These both are congruent because of the, see this, both the triangles are congruent because of two angles and the side lying in between the two angles, and here two angles, the side lying in between the two angles is equal. So we can say that these two triangles are equal, congruent. Then one more they are asking, AD is equals to BE. So we can write this. Once if you'll show that two triangles are equal, then automatically the corresponding parts all will be equal. So we will write as it is same statement, and we will write that just now we had shown that these two triangles are equal. So automatically the corresponding sides will be equal. Okay. How these two triangles are equal means this angle is equals to this angle, that is DAP is equals to EBP. Next one more angle DPA is equals to EPB, and the side AP is equal to PB. That's it. Exercise 5.2. Here children, before getting into this exercise, I just want to show two basic things. Whenever we will take isosceles triangle, as you know already, whenever we will take the triangles children, based on the sides, it will be divided into three types. What are those means? Scalene, isosceles, and equilateral. What is meant by scalene means if all the three sides are different in size. All the three sides are different in size. Then we will call it as a scalene triangle. Isosceles, if the two sides are equal, then we will call it as a isosceles triangle. Two sides will be equal. Then equilateral triangle. If all the three sides are also equal in length, then we will call it as a equilateral triangle. Next one, again children, by using angles in a triangle also we can divide a triangle into three types. First one is acute angle triangle, where you can see all the angles will be less than 90 degrees. One more is right angle triangle, where you can see one angle will be 90 degrees and two more angles will be acute angles. And one more is obtuse angle triangle, where you can observe one angle will be more than 90 obtuse angle, then two more angles will be acute. Acute angle triangle, right angle triangle, obtuse angle triangle. These are the different types of triangles. This is for your knowledge. Next one, if we'll take isosceles triangle, which was the second type of the triangle whenever I taught you just now. In this, as I told you, two sides will be equal in the length, and the angles which is opposite to these sides will be also equal in the measure. Okay, for example, ABC, then AB is equals to AC. Then the angle which is opposite to B, which is opposite to AC will be equal, and also the angle C which is opposite to AB also will be equal. And the side which is not equal, that is called as a base side, and these sides will be called as a leg 1 and leg 2. Okay children, you have to remember mainly two properties of the isosceles triangle, that is, one is two sides will be equal and the angles which is opposite to the two sides also will be equal. Here this same property only we can discuss in a vice versa also. What is that means? The two sides which is opposite to the angle, two equal angles will be equal. Anyway, the angles which is opposite to the two equal sides will be equal, or else the sides which is opposite to the two equal angles also will be equal. Okay. Now children, we will get into the exercise 5.2. In an isosceles triangle ABC, with AB is equals to AC, the bisectors of angle B and angle C intersect each other at angle O. Join A to O. Show that OB is equals to OC. OB is equals to OC, and also AO bisects angle A. This is what we have to show. Children, first if we'll take in these two triangles, if we want to show OB is equals to OC, I have to consider two triangles. If I can show that two triangles are equal, then only I can show that the two sides will be equal as by using the corresponding sides. So, to prove the first one, first what I will take means I will take these two triangles where the two sides are lying. We cannot consider this triangle OBC. Why? Because by using single triangle we cannot show that two sides are equal. No. So, I have to consider two triangles. So, I will take this triangle and this triangle. In these two triangles ABC and ABO and ACO. In these two triangles ABC and ACO. Here they only given children AB is equals to AC. One side is equal. Next. If these two sides are equal, then opposite angles also will be equal, no? So, if opposite angles also will be equal, then we can consider that bisecting means it will exactly divide into two parts. So, automatically the half of that angle also will be equal. Isn't it? If the full angle only equal, then we can consider it as half of angle also will be equal. So, we can say that OBA, this angle, and OCA. These both angles also will be equal. And one more side OA, which is common to both the triangles. So even that also equal. So from this, what we can say, children, two sides are equal, and also one angle is equal. So we can say that these two triangles are equal. These two triangles are equal. If the two triangles are equal, then automatically we can take that the corresponding sides also will be equal. So we can write that the first one OB is equals to OA. And one more we have to prove that AO will bisect A. If these two triangles are equal, children, all the corresponding angles will be equal, no? That means this angle will be equals to this, and here this angle will be equals to this, and this angle will be equals to this. So from here, if this angle is equals to this, means this side how much measure it will come, the same, this side also same measure will come. So automatically what it is, children, the OA is bisecting angle A, means dividing, bisecting in the sense dividing into two equal parts. So we can say that this OA is dividing angle A into two equal parts. I hope you understand, children. Even the steps 1, it may be up and down. No need to be worry. Whatever I explained in the same way also, you can write the steps. No need to be worry at all. Even you try to form your own steps by using the diagram, but the steps should be correct, should be relevant to the diagram, and it should follow the rules. Next, question number 2. In triangle ABC, AD is a perpendicular bisector of BC. AD is perpendicular bisector of BC. Show that triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle in which AB is equals to AC. What they are asking is, children, they are asking us they are only saying that ABC, AD is the perpendicular bisector of BD. Bisector, perpendicular bisector means which will form 90 degrees. Bisector in the sense which will cut these two, which will cut that side into two equal parts. That means we can say that BD is equals to DC, and they only given that, and we have to show that these two sides are equal. That means we have to show that angle ABC is an isosceles triangle in which AB is equal to AD. The given information is AD is the perpendicular bisector, means which will cut the given side into two equal parts by making 90 degrees, and also this side and this side will be equal. Here angle will be 90. Now children, to show that these both are equal, we have to show that this both the triangle ADB and ADC will be equal. Then how can we show that? See here, how can we show that? Means if we'll take these two triangles ADB and ADC, from the given information we can say that angle ADB and angle ADC both also 90 degrees because it's a perpendicular bisector. Then side BC is equals to side DC. Side BC is equal to side DC because again it's a perpendicular bisector for the base also. Then AD is equals to AD. It's a common for both. So by using that we can say these two triangles are equal to each other. If the two triangles are equal, then automatically that all corresponding sides and angles will be equal, no? So whatever the side we want, we can write. They are asking us to show AB is equal to AC. So we will say AB is equal to AC because This is the corresponding part of the congruent triangle. Actually, here that word they did not mention, children. You can use always CPCT. This is the standard word. What is that means? Corresponding parts of the congruent triangles always equal. Okay. Next one. Question number 3. ABC is an isosceles triangle in which altitudes BE and CF are drawn to equal sides. AC and AB respectively. Show that these altitudes are equal. Here we have to show, if we'll see question number 3, ABC is an isosceles triangle in which altitudes BE and CF are drawn to the equal sides. So AC and AB respectively. Show that these altitudes are equal. So what we have to show means, these altitudes, this is equals to this. So what is the given information is, the side AB is equals to AC, and one more, we are having that the angle. So now I will consider the two triangles BEC and BFC and BEC. These are the two triangles, BFC and BEC. In these two triangles, if we'll see, we can say that angle F is equals to angle E. Why? Because or else angle BFC is equals to angle CFB. Why? Because it is an altitude, so it will make automatically 90 degrees. So that both the angles are equal. And the common side, that is BC, this is also equal. And this is AB is equals to AC. So automatically these altitudes will cut this both the sides also in an equal ratio. So we can say that BF is equals to EC. So using the thing, two sides and one angle is equal, we can say that, or else here by using RHS, that is right angle triangle. If we'll take right angle triangle also, even that also we can use. One right angle and hypotenuse is same for both, and one side is same for both. So we can say that both the triangles are equal. Any criteria you can use. If both the triangles are equal, automatically the corresponding sides of a congruent triangles will be equal. So we can say that BE, that altitudes BE and CF also equal. Next, children. Next question. Question number 6. If we'll see, triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle in which AB is equals to AC. Side BC is produced to D such that AD is equals to AB. Then show that angle BCD is a right angle. Here what they are saying is, this ABC, if we'll take this, ABC is an isosceles triangle in which AB is equals to AC. So this side is equals to this side. And side BA is produced. We produced by that way. This how we produced, that means here AB is equals to AD. Now we have to show that angle BCD, this is an right angle. Thus we have to show. Okay, children. Here if we'll take, we are having two triangles. In the two triangles, children, from the given information, both the sides are equal, and we constructed this is also equal to this. So we are having two isosceles triangles. Okay, so whenever we will take these two triangles, opposite to that these sides also will be equal. As we know already, I discussed whenever I was discussing about the isosceles triangle properties. Now to prove this, first children, let's take this unknown angle, it will be there, no, that will be, that just take it as a x. Here if we'll take, this is x. If this is x, automatically these both sides are equal, the opposite angles also equal, then this also will be x. And also this side is equals to this side. So opposite angles also will be same. So we can take this also x, this also x. Now here if we'll take from both the triangles, the sum of angles will be how much? 180 degrees. So in this triangle this is also 180, in this triangle this is also 180. So we can take that all the angles, that is angle DBC plus that, all the angles will be 180. In that, this angle BAC and DAC and BAC is a supplementary angles, means straight angle. So we can take in this both angles 180 degrees. This both angles as 180 degrees. So if this is 180 and in this 180, totally for the from the both the triangles we are having 360 degrees. In these two angles only 180, so minus 180. So the remaining 4 angles will be how much? 180 degrees, isn't it? Did you understand the logic? No. Now the remaining 4 angles is what? X plus x plus x plus x. That is x plus x plus x plus x is equals to 180 degrees. Means 4x is equals to 180 degrees, x is equals to 180 by 4, 45 degrees. Now we found that each angle is 45 degrees. But what we have to show means this angle is 90. So this angle is a combination of both ACB and ACD, that is x plus x. So we will take x plus x as 45 plus 45 is nothing but 90 degrees. That's what they asked. No, we have to prove that angle as a right angle. Very easy, no children? Almost all in the geometry, whatever you are having will be very easy for you. Only you have to think the logic. That's it. Next one, show that the angles of an equilateral triangle are 60 degrees. We have to show that each angle of a triangle is 60 degrees. It's very easy, children. Why? Because as we know already, the sum of angles will be 180 degrees. And in a equilateral triangle, all angles will be same. Isn't it? All angles will be same. That's why we will call equilateral triangle also a equiangular triangle. Okay, equiangular triangle. So all the angles are equal, means let's take it as x, x, x. So x plus x plus x is equals to 180. Why? Because sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So 3x is equals to 180. X is equals to 180 by 3. That is 3 ones are 360s. X is equals to 60. That's what they asked us, no? To prove each angle as a 60 degrees. That's it. Next one, 5.3 children. Whatever I discussed, based on that only it will be, children, most probably. Now, here ABC and DBC are two isosceles triangles. ABC and DBC are two isosceles triangle. Here only the two isosceles triangles also, children, is nothing but on a single base the two triangles are constructed. The two also isosceles. This side is equals to this side is equals to this side. On the same base BC. And vertices A and D are the same side of the BC. So both also on the same side of the BC. If AD is extended to intersect BC at P, then show that. They are asking 4 in this, children. Each and everything, the question will be a long, but if you understand the logic, it will be very easy. First one is we have to prove that triangle ABD. Triangle ABD, this is the triangle, is equals to triangle ACB. This triangle. By seeing that only we can say that is that both are same, no? How? See. AB is equals to AC. Next, BD is equals to DC. Next, AD is equals to AD because this is a common for both. So by using side, 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 all the three sides are equal, then we can say that the two triangles are equal. That's it. Next, one more. Triangle ABP. Where is ABP? Yes, this is ABP. Is congruent to triangle ACB. This triangle. This also we can prove, children. Here if we'll take triangle ABP, if we'll take, we can say that the next page it is there. Here ABP, ACB. Here AB is equals to AC. AB is equals to AC. And one more step. Next step. Angle ABP is equals to angle ACB, opposite angles. And BAP is equals to CAP. Why? Because it's already proved just now. I'll show you here in this. In these two triangles, this side is equals to this side because it's an isosceles triangle, two sides. And just now we proved that this angle and this angle is equal because of these two triangles are equal. Next, one more. Here, they only given that one more opposite angles also equal. How it will be means, see these two sides are equal, then opposite angles also will be equal to the two sides. So these two angles and this angle and this side is equal. So by using angle, side, angle, what we can say, the two triangles are equal, are congruent to each other. Next, the third one is AP bisects angle A as well as angle D. Now we have to prove that AP, this side, will bisect both angle A and angle D. This is also very easy, children. How it will be means, for example, if we'll take these two triangles, just now we proved that these two triangles are equal. So then automatically this side angle also will be equal. So both the sides angle is equal means AP is bisecting A over. Now if we'll come for this AD also, we have to show that this will bisect. No, to show that if we'll take these two triangles, again this side is equals to this side, and also this is a common side, and also angle B is equal to angle C. So we can say that these two triangles also equal. So if these two triangles also equal, we can say that the corresponding angles and sides also equal, no? So we can say this side angle is equals to this side angle. If this side angle is equals to this side angle is nothing but AP is bisecting even D also. That's it. Next one, AP is the perpendicular bisector of BC. So now we have to show that AP is a perpendicular bisector, means this is dividing BC also both two equal parts, means we have to show BP is equal to PC. Just now we have shown that these two triangles are equal, then automatically the corresponding sides will be equal. So we can say that BP is equal to PC. That's what it is, dividing it into two equal parts. Okay. Each and everything I explained in this figure only. You please go through, because without a figure I cannot explain this step. So I explained there only. You just go through the steps, each and everything. Okay. Next one, question number 2, children. AD, an altitude of an isosceles triangle ABC, in which AB is equals to AC. Show that AD bisects BC. We have to show this AD will bisect the BC and AD bisects angle A. Means is nothing but, children, we have to show it will bisect means this side angle should be equal. Then we can say that this is bisecting this angle, and we have to show BD is equals to CD. then we can say that this AD is bisecting BC also. Now, if I want to show this angle and this angle, this side is equal, I have to show that these two triangles are equal in each other. Then how I can show that both are equal? If we'll take, this is an isosceles triangle. So if we'll take isosceles triangle, automatically AB is equals to AC. That is the first one. Then AD is the side which is common. Then this is the altitude, means which will bisect BC at exactly 90 degrees. So these two angles also equal. So by using these two sides and one angle, we can say that the two triangles are equal. So if the two triangles are equal, children, the corresponding parts also will be equal. So we can say that this angle BAD is equals to angle DAC. So we can say AD is bisecting A, angle A. Next one, BD is equals to CD. That is also corresponding part of a congruent triangle. So AD is bisecting even BC also, the base BC also. That's it, children. Both also we have shown. Next, question number 3. The two sides AB and BC and median AM of one triangle ABC are respectively equal to sides PQ and QR. The median PN of triangle PQR. Show that. Here this is also same like whatever we did now, children. Please go through. If you have any doubts, ask in the interaction session. Now question number 4. BE and CF are two equal altitudes of the triangle ABC. Using RHS congruence rule, prove that the triangle ABC is an isosceles. Here they are saying that these two are altitudes. Now using RHS means what we have to use? Right angle and the hypotenuse and side should be equal. So by using that, if that 3 is equal, then I can say that the two triangles are equal. By using that, I have to show this is an isosceles triangle. If I want to show this is an isosceles triangle, first what I have to prove is very important. What I have to prove means, I have to prove that ABC, that is AB one side and AC, this both is equal, I have to prove. Now to prove that, I am going to take the two triangles BCF and BCF and one more triangle CBE. These two triangles. In the two triangles, they only given that of CBF, here CBF and BCE or BCE. These both the angles are equal, and also angle CBA and BCA. CBA and BCA both also equal. So we can say that this both the sides also equal. One more time, children, I'll just explain. Here, in this both the triangles, BE is equals to CF. In this both the triangles, we have to use the RHS, right angle hypotenuse or right angle hypotenuse side. We have to show that these three are equal, so that we can say these two triangles are equal. So first one, right angle. Yes, angle BFC and CFB. These both are right angles. Then BC both also having the same common side. This is also equal, that is hypotenuse. And one more, this both also equal. So we can say that by using RHS, these both the triangles are congruent each other. If both the triangles are congruent each other, then corresponding sides also will be equal. So by using that, if the corresponding sides are equal, we can say that Remaining all sides will be equal. From that we can say AB is equals to AC. That's it. Exercise 5.4. Show that in a right angle triangle, the hypotenuse is the longest side. Here, by using the property, children, what is the property? Whenever I had shown you the properties at the first triangle properties, always the side which is opposite to the larger angle will be the longest side. So here if we'll take the sum of angles in a triangle will be 180. So this is only 90 means this both combinedly will be 90. So automatically this both will be less than 90 only. There is no doubt. So which is opposite to this 90 degrees. This is the largest angle. Then by using the property, that is the side which is opposite to the larger angle will be the largest side. By using that property, we can say that this is the hypotenuse which will be opposite to the right angle will be the largest side in a triangle ABC. Next, in figure, angle B, angle A and angle C and angle D. Here they are saying angle B is less than angle A. This is less than this. And angle C is less than angle D. Show that AD, this AD is less than BC. Here also children, if we'll see, angle B is, if the angle B is less than angle A means automatically the side which is opposite to the smaller side will be the less than the side which is opposite to the largest angle. So angle B opposite side is AO, which is less than BO. Why? Because angle B is less than angle A, no? So AO will be less than OB. Again from here, angle C is less than angle D means automatically the C opposite side is OD. The OD will be less than to the OC. Now, if I will add both left hand side, then we will get OA plus OD will be less than OB plus OC. OA plus OD is nothing but AD. OB plus OC is nothing but BC. So we can say that AD will be less than BC. This and all by using the properties which I explained you at the starting. Okay. Next, question number 5. In figure, PR is greater than PQ. Here, now here in question number 5, in figure PR is greater than PQ and PS bisects angle QPR, means this QPR it will bisect. Prove that angle PSR is greater than PSQ. Okay. Here what they are saying is PQ is longer than PQ. PR is longer than PQ. Then automatically children, the opposite angles, if we'll take these two triangles, then it is bisecting means this both the sides will be equal. Then if this is longer than this, then opposite angles also will be longer children. So automatically what we can say means this angle PSR will be longer than, means the larger than PSQ. That's what they are asking. That's it children. Just write like that only. How you have to write means from the given information PR is the greater than PQ. So the angles which is opposite to PR is PSR and the angle which is opposite to PQ is PSQ. By using the property, the angle which is opposite to the larger side will be the larger. Then we can say that angle PSR is greater than PSQ. That's it. Next, this is your practice time, children. Here, if your practice time less only it is there, try to send practice time. If you'll take one video to one video, you will get 2 weeks time. Means 2 Thursdays you will get. 1 week send this practice time, and 1 more week please send this project. You have to collect the information about the quadrilateral which you already know. What is a quadrilateral and all you know, children. Even what are the different types of quadrilaterals and properties and all you learnt, but you forgot. This year that chapter also removed from the portions. So what you have to do means you have to collect the information about different types of the quadrilaterals and what are the different properties followed by that quadrilaterals. Any 5 you have to collect with the neat pictures, diagrams. You have to write it down and you have to send to me on one more Thursday. Okay, divide yourself which one you want to send at the first Thursday, which one you want to send at the second Thursday. But homework should be sent, compulsory. Thank you, children. Be safe, keep learning. Lakshmi Arvinda.